guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about how to build a webinar funnel. Now, what is a webinar funnel? How to create one? I'm going to simplify the entire process for you in step 1, 2, 3. Very simple, okay? I'm going to be using my iPad here and I'll be drawing it out, and I'll also allow you guys to download this copy of this notes if you need it, okay? So what is a webinar funnel? Webinar funnel is experience that you take your potential customers through where they are more likely to, take an action. That's the whole point, okay? You can't just tell people to, hey, buy this right now. You have to take people, you have to handhold people and take them through steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Why, right? So it's human psychology. So if you tell people, hey, you gotta buy it right now, doesn't make sense, right? So, but if I tell you, hey Bob, hey you right there, let's get in, let's go to this webinar right here. I tell you, you're like, what is the webinar about? I tell you, webinar is about how to do this. You're like, cool, let's go. So see, I'm taking you step by step. That's the whole point of a funnel, right? So a lot of people complicate it. They think funnel is some magic. It's not. It's just human experience, okay? And the really good thing why funnel works is because whenever you take a step, okay, let's say you came with me, right, to watch that webinar. What's the likelihood of you taking a look at my sales page? High, because you're already on the webinar. You're gonna see what I'm offering, right? So that's the whole point, okay? It's customer experience. People call it funnel, whatever. It's pretty much customer experience. I'm gonna show you exactly how to build a simple webinar funnel directly here to you, okay? So like I said, I'm not gonna make it complicated. I'm gonna tell you exactly the basic webinar formula that works for both live webinars and also automated webinars as well. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you haven't yet done so. So let's start. So right here. So number 1. So we talked about on our other videos that how to find registrant or signups for your webinar. So once you do find that source could be Facebook. That source could be YouTube. That source could be a lot of places that we talked about on my other video if you haven't seen that. So that's your source, okay? That's your source right here. Now, you're gonna go ahead and pretty much you're gonna be showing people something, right? So usually it's a free training or free something, free webinar, something, okay? So let's go ahead and change colors right here. So people go to this free training. Free training. Now, once they actually go there, they're gonna be going ahead and signing up for the webinar itself. Okay, they're gonna type up their email, phone number, whatever. They sign up. Okay, now next up, they get an email with a confirmation. Hey, thank you for signing up. Here is the webinar link. You can watch it in an hour, or you can watch it on Monday, depending on if it's live or automated webinar, right? So let's go ahead and put that in right here. So that's a thank you. I call it thank you. Thank you. Confirmation. Now, on the thank you confirmation, make sure you explain to people, why they should attend and benefit. That's a different thing, but make sure you do that, okay? Now, once you do that, it's gonna have a link. Now, then they actually go ahead and watch the actual webinar itself, okay? This is the actual webinar. I'm gonna put start webinar. Now, if you haven't seen my other video, I talk about this part in like 30 minutes. I teach you how to build this webinar. So if you haven't done so, please watch it, okay? So this is the actual webinar. Now, once people are on the webinar, they're gonna do a couple of things, okay? What's gonna happen is once they are done with the webinar, they're likely to either buy from you or leave saying, hey, maybe it's not right for me, okay? One of those. Now, if they actually want to buy from you, they're gonna go to the sales page or wherever you have information about that product that you're selling, right? So I'm gonna call it SP, sales page. This is where you make the money. Now, if people are on sales page, then they go to, let's say, they click order now, buy, whatever, consult you. Then next up, they go to a checkout page. That's the end of one of the funnels, okay? I'm gonna put it here, right here. So checkout page. So this is the checkout page. This is where you actually collect credit card information, all that. Okay, now that's a simple funnel. If this happened every single time, it would be easy. It doesn't. Okay, so right here, okay, now when they are done with the webinar, they will most likely leave without buying. Okay, now you have to reinforce in people's head, hey, 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 hey. You gotta yell at them. How do you yell at them? Through emails, SMS, and all that stuff. Usually emails. So what you do is you pretty much are gonna be sending out emails. So if this you're gonna have to use, so on your autoresponder, if they are not your customer, if they are not on your customer list for this product, send email 1 after whenever was the initial, whenever was the last webinar. So whenever they're supposed to attend. So email 1, okay? Now that's the first email that goes out and tells people, hey, I'm glad, you're on the webinar, blah blah blah. Maybe you want to rewatch the replay of the webinar, or if you're ready, take a look at what we have to offer. Now, goal of this email 1 is to pretty much take people back to sales page. Okay, that's the whole idea. Now you send out that, and you send out another email if they don't buy. Now, remember, keep in mind that your autoresponder should always be checking if they are customer or not. If they are already a customer, please don't send them an email saying buy. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so if still not customer, you're gonna send out email number 2. Again, the goal of this one is either to take them usually to a sales page, and very likely you might also take them back to the webinar replay, which is fine. Okay, but same thing, you get the idea. Now you pretty much keep doing that till they die or till they buy. That's the whole point. Okay, now do you have to stop at one point? Yeah, stop at email number 6 or 7 usually. Now at that point they are very, very unlikely to buy, and they're probably going to report you spam. So what you do is stop, right? And then you start them on a new sequence after 30 days, 45 days. Back on, hey, we improved this. We got a new, you pretty much tell people what the improvement was from last time. Does that make sense? Because people didn't buy last time because they were interested, okay? They were interested, they had money with a credit card, whatever, but they didn't buy because they thought, hey, will this guy pay me back? Well, if it doesn't work out, that's the fault of your opt-in page and your sales page. You gotta fix those things. Now, maybe they didn't purchase because they didn't trust you. You gotta build credibility, right? So they didn't buy not because it's their fault. It's your fault. So as a webinar host, if you tell me, hey, people didn't buy because blah blah blah, no, it's your fault. If people don't buy, that is your fault, and you can fix it. That's the best part. Okay. Now, again, this goes on till email number, I would do no more than 6. Okay. Again, point of all these emails is to take them back to the sales page right here. Okay. Now, so that's the whole entire funnel. I've taught you that right here. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and leave a copy of this on description so you understand at this point how does it work. So initially, we get people source of the leads from Facebook, YouTube, and Indeed, Quora. I talk about all that on my other video. Make sure to watch that video. I think the video is titled how to get more signups for your webinar. Make sure to watch that video after this, okay? And you go through it. Also on that video, I talked about how to build your landing page as well. And then you need to watch the Webinar Hacker Formula. Search it on YouTube if you have to. It's called the Webinar Hacker Formula, or just go to my YouTube channel. It's there. It's a formula that I created. Okay. You can get a copy of this. This will teach you step by step on how to create your webinar, right? So you might be getting 100 leads, right? And you might be, getting a lot of people are going through your funnel, but if they are not buying, they're not buying because your webinar lacks something. Now, this will fix it. This will fix it, I'm telling you. So I created this after doing thousands of webinars for myself and for my clients. So it's free. I'm not charging you anything. So you can get this. It's Google Webinar Hacker Formula, or go to my channel, subscribe, and I think I'll put the link, everything I talked about on the description as well. So thank you so much for being here today. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you so much. Please subscribe to this channel so you can get more of that webinar, sales, marketing, make money, all that stuff. Checking out. Stay safe.